don't know, bitch. I wish we had an intro song. I think that would really carry because us starting off dry
like chips.
Yeah, there's no like lead up. There's no foreplay. It's really straight to the talking, and that's all right. But also maybe we'll work on that. Byrel, Kareem,
Kevin,
Cat, what's going on?
What's the tea?
Please help.
We're going in dry, no gems, which means no lube. I mean, no lube and no condoms because they have lube now.
They do. They sure do. Absolutely. So yeah, let's start it off dry, bitch. Welcome to another episode of where we dive into the past, the present, the future of some of my
Everyone's favorite. Okay, everyone's
like,
favorite. Like, let's be fucking for real.
We're bringing the girls, so they are everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
So yeah, we dive into their past, their present, their future, what they have to bring, what they have to say. Everything and more. And so for this episode, we have a very, very special guest, Tama's brother from another mister, from another sister.
I'm so excited that we got to talk to my brother, my legendary brother, darling, about his past, present, and future. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary New York father of the House of Miyake-Mugler, Malik. Ew.
Along the same lines as everybody else, we dove into Malik's beginning and the dance scene and how that translated to voguing and ballroom through the figures that were already there, like Courtney and Arturo. We obviously spoke about how his career popped off after Legendary, working with some of the world's biggest stars.
Not only some of the world's biggest stars, but the world's biggest star. Okay, let's be fair.
The Queen motherfucking Bee. From his beginnings at Juicy to working with Queen Bee, I think that we get a lot of insight into what it takes to have a fabulous
career,
fucking journey and career, right? Like the amount of work that goes into it, and also what you're able to, the fruits of your labor that you're able to enjoy.
And what it's like also taking the reins from such an iconic figure such as Arturo. Like, it's a big deal to fill in those shoes, and he kind of breaks down how he looks at that process, the passing down of power from the icon to him. I think it's just really, really cool insight, especially because they have such a great relationship, as most people know. It's just nice to see
over like a decade, right? So like a long lasting relationship that obviously is a good example for people to follow. And on that note, I do have things for you to fill.
Your hole?
Yeah.
I do it.
But without further ado, let's dive into this week's episode. We hope that you enjoy it as much as we did. It was really, really lovely speaking with Malik, as always. It's nothing new for us, but hopefully it is for you.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
All the way from New York City, the legendary father of the New York City chapter of Miyake-Mugler. Hi, Malik.
What's this?
Miyake-Mugler.
What's going on?
I'm good. Feeling good on this lovely morning in Toronto. It's a little rainy, but it's cute.
Much
it's better than
quality.
the smoke cloud in New York City currently. Better air quality, and I'm enjoying that.
Amazing. Let's do our usual. You want to kick it off? You want me to kick it off?
I just want to know, in the spirit of be who you are, tell the girls that might have never heard of Malik Miyake-Mugler after living under a rock stone, girl, who, if you were to tell someone that doesn't know anything, hard to find.
Who's Malik?
Who is Malik Miyake-Mugler first?
Wow, who is Malik Miyake-Mugler? Well, currently he is the New York City father of the iconic House of Miyake-Mugler. He is from Brooklyn, born and raised. I started with like a dance background and hip hop, who discovered Vogue by way of hip hop. And then he became the fab girl.
You start off in the Kiki scene, right?
Yes, I did start off in the Kiki scene.
At what age?
I joined the Kiki scene when I was 15, I think.
How did you find it?
So
At 15.
I was in the New York City underground dance scene, which is very popular, and has a lot of ties to people in ballroom. Like Arturo had his dance group in the dance scene I was in. Courtney had a dance group at the time, which was, Courtney's group was Pretty Kitties and Toros was the New Breed. And I was dancing in Rara's Angels. Shout out to Rara. I love you so much, my dad.
Is everyone gay in this dance scene?
Majority.
Okay.
But it is some straight people as well. A lot of cis women. So yeah. And at the time they would do like these little like Vogue competitions and like the intermissions in between the shows. But even before I got to like the shows in rehearsal, I remember one day 2 of my dance members came in pumping a beat, and they just came in the room like whoop, 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 and the whole dance group. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why does everybody know what this is? Like, and they're carrying like, so I was like, bitch, I want to do that. Like, and then I was like, okay.
Are they still around, those 2 people? Remember
yes,
them or no?
Ken Orichi. We was in the same dance group at the time. And then the other one, his name is DeMarco, but he's not currently in Ballroom. But shout out to y'all. No shade. Y'all don't even know that y'all the reason I vote today. Because y'all came in there carrying. Literally just came in dipping. So I'm like, okay, I want to learn how to do this. So my dance group at the time, we were having like a quick little Vogue piece. And I was like, ooh. So I'm on the sideline learning the choreo. Like, mind you, at the time, I'm not gay.
Oh, you were young.
Yeah, I was just like entering the dance group. So I wasn't like comfortable like coming out and be like, hey, everybody, I'm gay too.
Not hey, everybody, hey, girl.
Everyone in the group was mostly gay. Like, so I like literally was like learning the choreo on the sideline and in the house, like teaching myself. So then one day at practice, I just started voguing. And then they was like, oh, you can vogue? I was like, I'm just like, I'm just doing what I saw y'all doing. And then eventually from there, I like started doing like the competitions at the dance shows, like intermission. And I was turning the girls like, to the point where like I started getting house offers from that. And
you still never been to a ball or a practice?
Nope. I actually heard things about Ballroom like, oh, they be doing drugs. There's a lot of sex work and this and that.
We are and we do. And we always will.
So I was like scared at the time. I'm young. I'm like, my dance teacher was like, don't go to that ballroom stuff. Like, but eventually, like, I'm winning all these competitions at the dance shows. So I'm like, I'm going to join the Kiki, whatever. Like, and at the time, they're like, Courtney wants you to be a juicy. But, you know, I was used to competing against Courtney at the time from the dance scene. So I was like, I don't really know. Like, I feel like I'm going against my dance group. So then I had met my gay father, Smirk, who's still my gay father. I met him and he was like, son, I'm bringing you to Unbothered Cartier. And I was like, okay. And I was like 15 and I joined Unbothered and the rest was history. Like,
so how long were you at Unbothered Cartier?
I think I was Unbothered for maybe like 2 years.
And then it was straight to Juicy? No. So
I was Unbothered for 2 years. I think maybe on like the 3rd or 4th year, the house closed.
I was Unbothered too.
Yeah, so the house closed at the time. And I started my own house called the Luxurious House of Murcielago. And I had that going. We walked like one ball. But I was like, girl, I'm only like, I'm 17. Young, 16, 17. I don't got time for this. Like, I just want to walk. I don't want to, it's too much to pull a whole house together for me at the time. So I ended up closing my house and I went to Juicy. And also when I was 17, before I'd actually joined Juicy, I had became a Mugler first.
Really?
Yeah. So Toro had asked me to join Mugler back when I was like 15 or 16 doing like the dance competition balls. Yeah. And I was like, I'm too young. I can't get into Vogue night. I can't go to none of the mainstream balls. Like, my mom is not going to let me go to Philly or none of that. So I'll join when I'm 18. And I ended up joining when I was 17. Like, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I had my little
your fake ID.
My fake ID from the door. I had my peer educator, like, little job at, it was BAS, Bronx Aid Service at the time, which is now currently Boom Health in New York City. So I was working here as like a peer educator, getting people tested, getting my little $150 a week.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, I
got coins now too, big.
I got money. Okay, like, all right, I'm doing this. Like, so that's how I ended up coming to Mugler when I was 17.
I kind of want to talk about both both paths, like the Kiki scene, how you grew into Juicy, all the positions that you had, and then also obviously Mugler. I don't know which way. Should we start with Juicy first?
Yeah,
Let's do
Kiki
Juicy
scene,
first.
Well, even before Juicy, I was in Unbothered. I was New York City Prince Unbothered. After like my first year, by the second year, I had moved to Jersey. I became New Jersey Godfather. And then after that is when the house closed. Then I was a founder, closed it. And then I came to Juicy. And at the time, before me, I believe Africa was New York City mother. But Africa had just moved away to Texas. So the position was vacant. I was coming into the house and I was keen about it. Like, I was like, Courtney, let me be mother. Like, I'll be the New York City mother. And mind you, like at the time in the Kiki scene, no one for realness with a twist was a mother before. So it was like, Courtney was like, Miss Think, we Juicies, we could do what we want. Fuck it. You the mother. Like, I was like, okay. So I ended up being New York City mother, Juicy. And I was mother for maybe a year or two. And then, yeah, after that, by then I was already becoming legend, and a few years later, icon currently.
Yeah.
And I kind of just was like, okay, I don't need the position anymore. And Juicy, we always pass it down. We always pass it down, keep passing the torch. So the torch got passed down to Mother Nikki Juicy Couture. Shout out to her. She's turning it. And yeah, so just pass the torch down, and I'm just like an iconic
member of the
house.
I live for that.
Are we going to talk about positions?
We can talk about positions.
I just want to know, because it's been a topic that like a lot of people in my circles in ballroom have like been discussing, like about positions in ballroom, what they mean, if it's right for somebody, how to know it's right for somebody. Can people just grow within their roles, or should they come with some hard skills to like add to growth?
So we got some good gems from Icon Misha, and I want to see if you say the same things, because I have a feeling you will. How do you feel about positions? Or should they be given away to people? Should people ask for them? Is it given as a reward after you've been doing the work? Is it given, oh, now you're mother, now you have to show up?
And what does the work look like? And if it is about the work, what is the work?
For me personally, I feel like when it comes to positions, it should feel natural. Like, it should just make sense. Like, I've seen this person on the floor doing for themselves. They can manage themselves, but they've also been able to help manage everyone else. They bring something that helps keep the home stable. I feel like if you see this person, this is someone who is really involved. Like, and I think that shows up in different ways, because there's people in your house who may be a leader, and they're a leader probably because they have that connection to the people in the house. They reach out to them. They have those relationships, right? Then you also have people who just get shit done. Like, you know, this person is well organized. They're going to have everything down to the T, right? So there's ways for that to show up in different ways, but I think it should just feel natural. You should have kind of seen them already as that, you know, without it. I think sometimes with these positions, people, they kind of want to show you it after. It's like, oh, make me the mother so I could show you how much I'm going to turn it. No, baby, just turn it
first.
And you're going to be the mother. It should make sense. It should feel natural. It should.
Like, of course.
Like, it shouldn't be like left field, like, oh, Boo Boo is now the mother. And you like, bitch, I ain't seen Boo Boo in 6 years. I don't even know Boo Boo. No one in the house knows Boo Boo. But now she's the mother. Okay. Now we shaking the house a little bit, because now it's uneasy feelings. You want to add those positions to people that are going to make your house feel stable and secure. And they should also, to me, kind of have some type of grounding in it. I personally always feel like you should grow into it. Even if like you come into a house, I always feel like you should grow into that. I think it gets a little shaky sometimes for houses when they just give it to people.
Agreed.
Agreed. Sorry. I'm like, yeah, bitch.
That was your question, bitch.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm in my mind. I'm like stoned. I'm like, yeah, bitch. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, bitch. Yep. But I didn't say it out loud, so I'm sorry.
Because I think that a reality that we've been seeing here is that folks kind of either want positions for the sake of it, and I think it's like across the world, to be honest. Like, oh, I want to be seen as
everybody want to be.
I want to be mother. Oh, I want to be father. Right? It's
father,
like,
but are you really a mother and a father?
But also, what about the fact that like we're also here to like walk balls with and have good ass family time, right? But like, why can't you be eating it and not be a mother or a father? Why can't you just eat it for years because you're eating it, bitch? Have fun. If you have leadership skills, why do you need to be someone's mother or
the
father?
Extra spotlight.
yeah.
And then also, I believe that there's beautiful ways if you feel like you are at a point where you want this position because you feel like it is what you need to do. Like, I want to give back. It's my time now to give back. Maybe you've outgrown the house that you're in. Also, and that's okay. That's a good thing. That means that the work has been done, and you now want to pour into a whole new situation. Like Blanca in Pose, like she was like, "I know you're eating it, mother. I'm not saying you're not eating it, but I'm also eating it in my own way.
Yeah.
And the love and the lessons you've taught me, I feel I'm at a place where I can go. What do you think about that? Do you agree that I have enough to give? If you don't agree, I'm still going to do it because I believe in myself. But I want to know what you think because I respect you.
And those things happen still currently.
Yeah.
I've had it happen in my houses where people have come, like, for example, in the Kiki scene, Sheree, icon Sheree Mattel, when she was starting Mattel, she came to Courtney and she let her know, like, you know what, Ma, I think I want to do my own thing. And Courtney was like, absolutely, yes. You're mother of all the new girls.
Right.
Like, all these young kittens come up to you. They look up to you. Yes, absolutely. Go do your thing. The House of Mattel was born.
Yeah. And I think that speaks to the leadership qualities even more so, because like if you're a bitter leader that doesn't want any of the people that you're bringing up to shine, it's just like, well, bitch, what are you doing? Because once you're done 15 years down the line and you decide to step, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
You didn't pass the torch. You didn't light any other fires.
You
like
didn't light any other fires. Like it's literally just, and then
like,
when
your campfire just embers and then
right.
But also sometimes it does take some time.
Of course.
You have to know when to pass the torch. You
And
pass the torch
and there's
too
no
early,
time
you'll
limit.
burn the house down.
There's no time limit.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I've been a Mugler since I was 17. I just turned 28, so it's 11 years.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So it's been 11 years, and Toro's been the father of New York City that entire time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because what he does and what he was doing and is still currently doing can't be replaced. Yes, I'm the new New York City father, but I'm not looking in the form of, let me step into a Toro shoes.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Right.
Those shoes
Cannot
are too
be
big.
filled. Right.
I have to come in with my own pair of shoes and like, hey.
And
This is what I have to offer. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like, know when that time is for you and your house to pass the torch. Like if it takes some years, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Right.
So how did
And
that
nothing
feel
was
on your
broken
end?
here either, but it was just a matter of passing
It's
the
time.
torch.
Just time.
Yeah.
It's a new
when
day.
it's the time, it's the time. You'll know when it's right for your house.
To that point specifically, like when you got into Mugler and stuff, did you have a, let's say a 5-10 year plan of like, oh, this is what I want to be? And like, how did that align? How did you know that it was time?
I think for me, when I first joined Mugler, I was already like in the Kiki scene. I was doing my thing. I was like,
You came in like, I'm that girl.
Yeah, like,
I'm gonna be father next year.
I was like, bitch, I'm gonna be father. Like, I'm gonna be overall father at this house.
The girls are coming in. Good morning, daughter.
Literally. So I was like, you know, I had that like in my
The
mind.
confidence.
I always said like being New York, like father Mugler was like, for me, 16-year-old me, I'm like, that was a dream. Because I'm like, look at all these amazing fucking people in this house. Like I have Yusuf over here with Rihanna doing his thing, Exotics doing his thing with his interior designer, Toros in Belgium, Germany, everywhere, teaching. Alex is all over the world. I'm like, whoa, like, this is what I signed up for. What am I going to do? What am I going to bring to this house? Like, these bitches are fab. No shade, they are fab. I'm like, okay. So in my mind, I was like, I got to be fab too. I got to pull up. I got to step up to the plate. I'm like, okay, I'm young. I started doing my first gigs ever voguing with Mugler and I gagged. my first gig, they was like, we're gonna give you like probably like $100. Y'all come and Vogue at the club. I was like, wait, they're gonna pay us to come there and Vogue? And at the time, I always had dreams of being a dancer because I've always been a dancer. I'm like, what? That's the goal. Like, I want to be paid for my talent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, they're paying y'all to Vogue? I'm not even getting dance gigs. Like, okay, bitch. Like, this is cool. Let's do this. Let's turn it. I remember sometimes I was gagging. I would get to the club and the promoters, they're like, ID. And I'm like, looking at Toro like, girl, you know I'm only 17. Like, so Toro have to like talk to the promoters. The promoters have to like come out.
Over there too. Here it's 19.
They would.
So I'm like, you're 17. You kind of look the same.
I would literally have to come into the club, perform, and leave right out.
Wow.
They would let me in, perform, and I would have to hit it because I was like underage. So I remember being a Mugler, like waiting to be 21. I'm like, bitch, I'm not gonna kick me out the club this time. Like, I'm in here now. Like, so yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought with that. That just took me back a little second.
That's okay.
Yeah.
When you became mother, how did you? Or no, while you were mother, how did you know it was time to hang it up?
Well, I had became legendary in the Kiki scene as Mother Juicy, I believe. And then after that, I was like, well, bitch, I'm legend, girl.
And
the Kiki scene I was in, like, I had been doing it for a while at that point.
What kept you in the Kiki scene?
Juicy. My family. I love them. Like, I think that's why I'll always be tied to Ballroom now for the rest of my life, because I have made real life family. So even if I'm not walking the ball or coming out to the ball, I'm still gonna link up with them at the family dinners or this or something.
And what's so interesting also, just having known a little bit about your background, is like you're a purebred Mugler, like you've never been anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then like even with the whole Juicy thing, that's initially where you're going to go, but you're just like, Courtney, like I don't want to muddle things up, but like you would have went there anyways.
Yeah.
Had you had that opportunity. So
And
I still look at you as pretty much a purebred
marriage for life.
Juicy as well. Yeah. And you are so unwavering, and like it's like beautiful to see. Not that anything's necessarily wrong with house hopping or being in multiple houses within your career. But like when I hear the term chosen family, I'm like, bitch, how do you switch your family so often? That goes crazy. Like
No
that
shit.
actually goes fucking crazy.
this is
as gutter as some things as I've ever felt or things have been as a Mugler, I'm just like, well, things have been shitty at home too with my biological family, bitch, and I'm still, my last name is still the same. So like we're fighting, yes. I'm not happy, yes, but like it would be difficult. I can't say it would never happen, but like it's very difficult for me to even wrap my mind around like, what would it be like sitting at the ebony table and I'd be like, Tamar Ebony, or like, what would it be like being at the Escada table, Tamar Escada? I'm like, bitch, like,
yeah. Like when I say it's my family, I don't just take it lightly. And like, I always say like, I love Unbothered Cartier down. Like, I probably would have been an Unbothered Cartier
if it didn't close
forever had it not closed down. Like, because I'm just that type of person. So even with like, when I joined Juicy, I found like more family. For me, it was like, okay, well, my other family kind of put me up for adoption. So it gave like, I need to find a new home. And then when I found Juicy, I was like, wow, like had I known this was the family vibe,
right,
I would have been here a long time ago. So that's why I'm like, I'll always be a Juicy. I'll always be a Mugler, and that's it.
What do you think that in both houses are things that the houses do to foster that type of environment? Like what makes a successful house and what makes a house that you feel like, you know, the family spirit is right?
If you think about ever asking someone why they left their house, it's because the family vibe was broken or someone dishonored them in that kind of a way. It's never because like, it's rarely because like, oh girl, the girls weren't eating it. Like the girls were late. They're not talented or whatever the case might be. It's always about like the family vibe was broken or someone broke my trust or something like that. And that's why most people are house hoppers, because something happened.
But see, and I think because of that, I don't even think it's about what's really making the house that, because if you look around, all houses have it in some way, shape, or form. It may just not have been the fit for you. That does not mean that house does not have that family bond, that family aspect, all that love, all that connection.
Because you would argue that you do have the family vibe. Other people would disagree.
Yeah, mama.
Yeah, so
like,
you
but being fair, like I had an issue with the family vibe at Mugler, and it's just in a different way. I had a problem with it, but at least like they took it seriously. They heard what I said, and like I think, and I know they had conversations on the upside of like, management, and like it did change things for how they do things in the house, because they realized like this is not Tamar's not the only person that feels this way. So like let's figure out what we can do to make everyone feel more accommodated, seen, and heard, and all those kind of things. And they've done a beautiful job at that, I think.
Yeah, and that's why I say like all houses have it, no matter what. If it wasn't your fit, that's your fault. And the reason why I say it's your fault is because before y'all go out here joining these houses and deciding to call someone your mother and your father and your sister and your brother, do your research. I did not join Mugler right away. Toro asked me when I was 15. I joined 2 years later. I was walking in the Kiki scene. I was doing research. I was watching the Muglers walk balls and this and that. And I'm like, okay. Oh, bitch.
Right.
Oh, bitch. Oh, okay. I went to some practices. I tested the waters. I dipped my toe in. Okay, let me see how I feel being around them.
Yeah.
Like, I did my research. The only one I didn't really do my research for was Unbothered Cartier, because at the time I was like 15. I knew nothing about ballroom. I was
What type of
going to
research
go
you're gonna
learn.
do? Yeah.
I was going to go learn. So I was like, okay, let me go figure this thing out. And even there, I got lucky, but I also had my father there with me, who was already a connection. So I kind of had that. And then I met Quana, my sister was there. So it's like I gained that family aspect. I was good. But I had to do my research before I decided to join the mainstream house. I was like, I heard all these bad things, so I got to make sure that the people that I'm going around is not going to be giving all that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was young. I'm cute. Like, I need to be protected. Like,
Right.
So I was like, okay, let me do my research. And that's when I learned about the house. I was literally on YouTube Googling a Toro. Like, let me see more about a Toro on the ballroom side, because I knew him, but
On the dance side.
bitch, I didn't know Toro was voguing down like that.
Right.
I had no idea. I only saw him at the dance shows, and he's the manager, so he does nothing but stand there and tell him what to do.
And you want to know, I always think about choreographers sometimes, like, bitch, how do you look doing those moves, bitch?
You know
like,
what I'm
what the
saying?
hell? Like Abby Lee Miller, I'm like, bitch, what do you do? But
I had no idea
Abby Lee
Toro
Miller
was
tells you
getting
what to do
down.
and has an assistant do the moves.
Yeah, I had no idea he was getting down. So I'm like researching a Toro, Veronica, Naima, Alex, Diego. I'm like on YouTube doing my seeing, okay, all right. So when I got there, I had already knew a lot about
What
the
it gives.
people there,
Yeah.
the walk, who the
You knew what
people
to
were.
expect.
And that's why I think I'm still here over a decade later, is because I did my research.
Has there been times when you felt like you might have left?
Me personally, no. It doesn't even cross my mind. I don't care what happens in this house. I seen them come, I seen them go, still I remain. It's like, it's like for me, like you said, I go through shit with my family. My last name never changes. I go through stuff with Mugler. My last name will never change. It's my family. We're going to argue. We're going to fight. But if you're really there and grounded and you loved your house and you did your research and that's where you want to be, work it out.
Right.
People be so quick to leave and think the grass is green on the other side. Then you go over to this house over here. Now you're gagging.
Right. Bitch.
You're gagging. You are gagging. Don't nobody in there like you. They don't see it for you. They shading you. They this, they that. Oh, my feelings is so hurt. They don't. I'm double O again.
Were you sneaking in the condo this morning when we were having our private conversation, bitch? How do you know my cheat? No, I'm kidding.
No, but I'm just saying. I've seen it happen so many times. Like, people just. They jump into these houses, then they don't like it. Now you're a 007 again. Now you're a house
that's the
hopper.
cycle.
Like, again, bitch?
But I wasn't even trying to be a house hopper. I thought they were going to be a good fit, but you didn't do your
Because you rushed
research.
into it.
So now you're a house hopper because you
Yeah.
got to
You
look
could have
again.
just asked somebody.
Look again. That's why I tell people all the time, if a house wants you, they should offer you to come to their practice. They should offer you to feel it out. They should extend the invite. Come around. Come to the family
feel.
dinner. Come see
That's what we do at Mugler. That's actually the induction process. Is like you have your prospect, they're referred, and then like they have a sponsor, but they have to come and hang out. Like we need to know what your vibes is. Like who are you? What do you give?
Yeah.
Because not only do you need to see if it's a fit for you, they need
have
to see if you're a fit for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hate interviews where people don't ask you questions as well. It's just like it has to go both ways. Are we a good fit for each
Conversational,
other?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, so definitely do your research. That's like number one. Test out the water. See what you're getting yourself into in real life.
Right.
Because everything that glitters isn't
It's not
gold.
gold, baby.
Baby, you may see that house turning it at the ball, baby, but behind the scenes.
Baby. I have a question for you as well. So you've traveled a whole lot of bit, baby, like for Ballroom, gigs, leisure, like, you know, you've been around the sun. What do you think you would be doing right now had it not been for Ballroom? If you were not in Ballroom, what do you think that your life could have looked like? Because like a whole lot of your identity is really in like who you are, yes, but you are a performer. You are a voguer. Like it's literally almost a part of your identity. Yes, there's so many more other facets to you, but like that is you're a voguer 7 days a week.
I think if I wasn't in Ballroom, I would be somewhere dancing.
Okay.
I would still be finding a way to use my talents to live my dreams.
That was the plan all along too.
Yeah.
Got it.
Even like my friends know, even I was a workaholic before I quit my job, which was only what, 2 years. It was right before Legendary, baby. When they said season 2 was coming out and
come on down.
We were auditioning. I said, baby, there's no way that they're not picking my house and yet they're not picking me.
Right.
And I said, okay, bye, y'all. I'm going to go live my dreams. I need to go practice. I need this month
you've not
to
clocked
get
in
my
since.
body together. And I have never clocked
Praise
in.
God for Jesus. Somebody give him a praise offering. Hallelujah.
But
Or
I
praise
think if
him.
it wasn't,
I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
yeah, I think if it wasn't
Which?
Ballroom, I would definitely be dancing. Like I was definitely a workaholic, but I was working 3 jobs sometimes or 2 jobs at a time so that I could still travel and do everything I wanted to do.
How has it been for you financially? Like being as involved as you are in Ballroom. For me, it takes me out. For Aura, I know it also takes Aura. Aura got money, boots. Okay, so it's not like it's taking him out, but it is a financial strain when you're like, I just spent over $1,000 to go to this ball, because we live out of the country, like minimum $1,000. And that's roughing it,
girl. Yeah,
and that's roughing it. Aura would never more than that, right? Just for what, to parade in a skirt, to get
for
chopped
20
or
seconds,
or to get like, you know, as far as you can, like even if you win, it's just like.
Yeah, that's why I think to be in Ballroom, you also still have to do what you love. If you don't love it, then you wouldn't be doing this. Everyone may be like, oh, Ballroom isn't my life. Ballroom isn't this. Ballroom isn't that. But baby, you're going to spend the money to get there. You're going to spend the money on the effect. Right. So you love part of this.
Yeah.
And you love it deeply.
And see, that's where I get I fall off the train because I'm like, I would walk here. I love voguing. I love walking a ball. But to go all the way there, spend all that money, to me, at where I'm at in my life, at my age, I'd rather spend my money on something else.
Yeah.
Let me go to Europe for 2 weeks with a friend and we'll have a bitch of cunt time, right? It's like,
yeah, I feel that too. I mean, I've been.
But did you travel much outside of was it called Tri-State area? Look at me knowing something, bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm a baby. Before I really was like, the first few years of my Ballroom career was heavy NYC based. And the reason being is because I was very young. I didn't have it to go and spend money at a ball to go to Atlanta and then the ball ends, which happened.
Yeah.
Like, luckily, like I was in the house I was in. So me being younger, my house did take care of me at the time. Like if I needed a flight or a hotel room or something, they knew I was a young kid, like whatever, but they knew I was talented and I could also win the category. So they were going to get me there. Like, so I had the family support there. So I always had security traveling when I did like go to Atlanta when I was younger or to Philly or whatever. But I didn't do a lot of the traveling outside of the tri-state area until it was like closer to me, like becoming legend. I was like, okay, this is what y'all want for me to be legend. Y'all want me to go. I done beat all of them from over there anyway when they came to New York. But if y'all want me to go beat them over there, all right, I'll go beat them over there. And that's when I started going out to other places. But I would go to like Paris. I would come here to Canada. But amongst the states, I was like, pish posh, see me in New York. Because I'm not about to spend this money to come to your ball and then y'all fight and then it's over and I wasted all this money. Not me.
Right.
I'm in ballroom. Yes, I love it, but bitch, I'm smart too. I'm like, you will never see me at every ball. You will never see me at every ball. I'm sorry.
Why is that?
I just wouldn't. I've been doing it long enough now. When I was younger, maybe. Oh, yes. 15, 16, 17, 18. By 21, I was like, bitch, I've been doing this for 6 years. I'm not doing this. It's slowing down now. Now it's
there is a 5-6 year hump. That
is a
slaps.
5-6 year
literally, everyone that I know at that 5-6 year mark, bitch,
It's like, girl.
fuck this, and fuck these girls, and fuck them kids.
Because I've been 6 years.
Yes.
Yeah. But my thing is funnily enough, is like, I've never been this involved in ballroom before. Like, at my 6 year mark, I'm the most involved, but it's in a different capacity. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Like,
And I don't think you would have had the capacity to do fathering the Kiki house and your own mainstream like walking career and what you do now with function. Yeah,
but I think it's kind of like a natural path for people in ballroom because when you come in, it's new, it's fresh, you love it, you want to be around it all the time.
The thick of it, right?
And then you're also trying to prove a point that I'm good, I'm talented, I can win, I can do this. So you're willing to come out a lot more to prove that. But once after 5 or 6 years of you proving that and you've kind of proven it either to yourself, hopefully at that point, or to ballroom, then it becomes like, okay, now I'll walk here and there selectively when it means something.
Something to you.
Yeah. Like now, no shade, with ballroom like being like my career, me being Malik Miyake-Mugler, traveling, teaching, judging, doing all of these things, like I don't want to be at a ball. It's no shade. I will come, but now I'm father, so I have to be at the balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily want to be at the balls all the time. Why? Because I'm teaching Vogue twice a week or whatever. I'm seeing it all the time. I'm so immersed in it that, like, by the time the ball comes for me, I'm like,
that is a pretty big risk when it comes to turning your passions or something that you love into a career or your main source of income. It's like, well, now I have to do it regardless of whether I want to or not. And that's when things can get sticky of like.
So when it comes to balls for me now, it's like a matter of if the category is fab or I feel like it's going to be a fab function.
If it's the World Ace Day Ball number 3, December 2nd, 2023.
Hello. If it speaks to me, I'm coming to shake, rattle, and roll because I still love performing. That's what I do. That's how I got into all of this. I still love hitting the floor and carrying and battling the girls. So like, but it just, for me, it has to be, I'm feeling it. I feel like doing this because even when I don't feel like doing this, I have to do it. So now I have to really feel it to want to walk a ball. So people be like, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Girl, look up, look on your screen, look on my feed, girl, you'll find me somewhere. Like, but
come to my class.
Hello.
Come to my class.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, I'm not going to be at every ball all the time because I speak about these things a lot all the time. So it's like, okay, give me a little. If I'm feeling it, I'm coming out. But I'm not coming to little Coco Chanel ball in West Bubblefuck. Like,
not West Bubblefuck.
For $200. Like, I'm sorry. Y'all can have it.
Kiki.
No, for real. Big stretch from Tamar. She didn't sleep much last night.
Stretch.
I'm trying to crack all the bones in my body, y'all. I am depleted of my life force. I'm so tired. Every time Or and I have like a ball weekend or an event weekend or something like that, we're always like, bitch, this is the last motherfucking time.
Mind you,
bitch,
I swear, I literally just
we say that every single fucking time.
But this time, at least we plan to say it before, like a month ago, 2 months ago. We're like, bitch, I'm already tired. Like, this is our last one. Like, bitch, we know we're gonna say that. We know we're gonna say it. You know?
Literally, after y'all told me World Ace was y'all last one, I was like,
no, the world is
really
tragic. It's really tragic.
Do you see how successful this event was? This could have possibly
it was successful for everybody else. Tamar and I had the worst night of our lives.
Baby, I had a blast.
After the ball, Or and I didn't even speak that night. We literally just went our separate ways. My girl's coming here to his place, and we both were just weeping.
I just remember in the Uber, mind you, the trunk is packed full of shit, and I'm sitting in the front seat by the Uber, and I'm looking out the window like, and the Uber's like glancing once in a while, like, what the fuck is wrong?
Oh my gosh.
It was terrible. If you are thinking of organizing a large scale ball, bitch, pay it. Fuck the girls.
It's not worth
Fuck the girls.
It's not worth it.
Okay, but with that being said, round of applause for y'all. Because y'all be
Thank you.
turning.
Thank you. I honestly speaking, like looking back, I'm like, I would have loved to have attended my ball.
It was a beautiful,
It was a
Yeah, I'm like,
beautiful
oh my
ball.
God.
Like, are you kidding me,
Like,
bitch?
yeah.
I had a waiter
How
come in
stunning.
and order, take my what?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
What?
And like
So
even
kind.
the moments that we got, like that to me, seeing the clips and seeing the reactions and like how people came into their own at that ball made it worth it. But from a personal point of view, it's just like, girl, it was grueling actually. The lead up, the event itself, afterwards. But
I wouldn't have had it any other way.
And a ball that we were really like looking towards, like not modeling it after, but we were inspired by was the Mugler ball because we were both there at Times Square, the last Mugler ball turned to porcelain. And that was my first time seeing a ball like that. Like I'm sure they've had them before, like in DC. I heard those were like big ones, but I've never been there, I've never seen them. But this one was like not just big, but there was something about it that had the city buzzing. For like a year leading up to it, the girls were like on hiatus. The girls went to get their surge. Like it was a commotion. And I'm like, wow, like this is really cool. And so like it always stuck with me. I'm like, I would love like if I ever threw a ball here for us to have that opportunity as well to like feel like something serious
Massive,
is happening.
like, yeah.
And the city buzz, like it was quiet and then like end of November buzz. I'm like, what the fuck? And then it ended up being incredible. I'm really, really happy. Shout out to everyone. Thank you guys for your continued support.
I invited
It really means the world.
Tanisha Scott to that ball.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
had
upstairs.
A beautiful time, like beautiful time.
The legendary Tanisha Scott.
Yes,
that was great. Why don't we talk about the future now that you have a new position? How do you feel about it? What's your plan? How do you see yourself?
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that. No. I don't know. Like, my house understands that I'm just now being announced as father, but I've kind of been in those shoes for the house for a little while. When it comes to like leadership and, just being there and showing up for my house in many ways, on the floor, off the floor. So I don't feel like there's much of something new that I'm going to be doing. It's more so just, you all know. But yeah, it's just continue what my house has always given to me. Everything that Atoro poured into me, all that love, all that, like all those teachings, like being porcelain, like all of that. I just want to continue to feed that into this newer generation of Muglers that everyone is seeing, like helping them find their porcelain. Because even when I joined Mugler, I feel like I had to find my porcelain. I had to find.
I don't mean to be like this, but like I just realized recently during a recent induction that people didn't know what that means to be porcelain. Just in case someone listening does not know, because you can't just Google it and figure out what we're talking about. Could you just explain really quickly just what that means?
I guess to be porcelain is just to like show up as like your best, purest form, like the way you carry yourself a certain way, the way you speak to people a certain way, just
intention, I think.
Yeah.
Is one of the, I
think that's a good way to put it. Like, yeah.
Agreed.
Move with intention. Yeah. But on that note, I feel as if like a bunch of people have different people will have different leadership skills and leadership approaches. Obviously, Arturo did the things that he did his way. Do you see any differences? Like, how do you personally approach leadership? How do you see fatherhood and what that entails too?
Yeah, I would say like so I kind of get my parenting skills from both Courtney and Atoro. And I say that because with Courtney being Mother Juicy, I was still going to her for like, Ma, what do I do? Like this? How do I handle this? This. So I kind of picked up things from Courtney. And then with the Toro, it's the same thing. Toro, how do I go about this, right? So I feel like I'm kind of like a mix of those two. And
two
I
great
think
leaders that are still doing that
to
shit
this
today.
day. Yeah. Highly respected.
Highly
And that
respected.
is the
Internationally.
proof of the pudding. Yeah.
Yeah, so with them, I kind of have like a mixed way
Baggage,
of like,
yeah.
parenting. And I think like even like to say my differences from like a tour, I kind of lean a little closer to the Courtney side. I rule more with, not rule, but like I kind of lead more with like a stern, a sternness. But there's so much love
behind
within
it.
Courtney's sternness that I kind of picked up, and I kind of give that same vibe.
Which I'm the same way.
Everyone,
I am
yeah,
the same
you're the
way
same way
too,
too.
bitch.
We're all the same way. We all speak the same
I
language.
do have a little bit of sternness to me, but they know it's all passionate. It's all love.
And that if there was no love, there would be no sternness because, bitch, I wouldn't give two shits.
But one thing I don't do is I never disrespect them.
Mm-hmm.
I will never disrespect any of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I have so much respect from them that they know that when I say something,
it's not to hurt
from
them.
a good
Yeah.
place. Like, so I'm able to still lead with that sternness and have it received. So, you know, it's knowing me. Like, my house knows me, so I don't really have to like
Re-explain it,
change who I am or introduce
everyone
who I
knows
am.
you, like as in like different chapters to like we've respected you as a leader before it was even presented to the house.
Yeah.
Like you have a very good reputation because you actually like show people that you love them. Like you're the way you show people, it's so evident. Like I love you. I don't just like you. I'm not just here for 1, 2, 3s, whatever. Like I actually like you, and you're so intentional with that. You're a great person.
I always try to be like very involved in the house overall. Like even before like coming here to meet y'all the first time that I came here, and like
How? Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
yeah, I don't remember.
I don't
Was it
remember
the
either.
how I
Black
ended up at
Liberation?
your house and everything. Like
Yes.
literally.
How did we meet? I don't remember meeting you.
At the ball?
The Mugler ball? No.
No.
I
Like,
think I was coming and then
Malik
Twisted
came-
was like, oh, maybe you could stay with Tamar or something. I was like, okay. I don't know. I really don't remember.
The boat ride weekend that we missed the boat?
Doesn't ring any
No.
bells.
You don't fucking remember when everyone was here? Like Arturo was here, everybody was here, and we were supposed to go on that boat, the boat cruise, the all white that just happened last weekend, actually. The all white boat cruise. We were in our all white, and we were at the pier, but the boat had left, and the water taxi would not take us there. Were you not here?
I don't think I was
Okay,
here
so
for
I
that.
guess that's not
Yeah, so I don't even remember. But I always try to, okay, we got a Canada chapter. Let me go meet my Canadian Muglers. We got a chapter pass. All right, I want to go meet the Parisian Muglers.
Yeah.
Like, I've always tried to, and at one point, I literally knew every last person in the house. Like, I'd had some way met, introduced, who spoke to like almost everyone in the house. But now we got, you know, a couple of new members, the inductions.
A couple.
going, honey, baby. So I'll be like, okay, wait, I got to revisit some places and meet some
Right.
new faces. But I love that. I love that now in LA, we have a West Coast chapter. I can go to LA. I have my family there now. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of ballroom to me.
It
a lot of
is.
my traveling that y'all see me doing, yes, I'm going over there for a gig, but it may be ballroom related, but I get to see my family everywhere I go, and I love that.
Do you travel much for things that, like, for stuff that has nothing to do with ballroom? Just vacation, like...
I need a vacation.
You know, I realized at a certain point that I had not traveled out, like, on vacation.
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, in, like, 8, 9 years.
But what I will say, okay,
it was only for ballroom.
and I don't want to make, okay, because that could sound like I'm just like all drained in ballroom every time I'm traveling. No. My job is very fun.
Right.
I do what I love. I'm just going to probably teach, watch the girls shawam. So it doesn't feel like work. So in that sense, yes, I take many vacations.
I
because
don't think that's fair though, because it's still work.
Yes, it is.
What's crazy is I know what he's saying because
I know,
you don't
yes.
realize it that you have not been on a vacation.
A real
Until you
vacation.
go on vacation.
Yeah,
you realize,
no, I
wait,
get it.
I don't have to even be that gay.
Bitch, I was
I
the
could really
same-
take a break for being a
Hello.
fag.
I could be Malik Brihan.
Like, hello, that's over.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I mean,
like
I've
when we
done
went to
that,
Miami,
like-
I told you, like, I think that was my second vacation since, because for one point I used to come to all the Mugler stuff with you in the States,
yeah.
right? And after I was like, wait a minute, let me just go and like enjoy the sun. And then I was like, Tamar, you should come. Tamar came.
And I didn't go
the first time around.
first time around.
But
Bitch, I
some-
went. And now I'm going again.
Like if I can't find in vacation time, I will find some quiet time. Like I
Baby,
called
I'm
you
telling
that time.
No. Oh, yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Tamar, bitch, New York is wearing me out. I'm coming to your house for the weekend.
Yeah, you did.
And I came and we sat in her house that entire weekend doing skincare and robes, drinking wine and talking.
And did nothing.
Nothing.
Else.
Yeah.
We even went to the supermarket in our robes to get our meal.
We didn't even like go out for dinner.
We didn't bother to get dressed, do any of that.
Yeah.
I was like, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I'll find a way to
it.
like
For
get
sure.
some quiet time. I'll run away to LA or something. I'm just gonna stay here.
Right.
Just gonna be here.
Talking about the non-quiet time, let's talk about your career.
Yo.
No shade.
For real, let's talk about it.
The international Malik Miyake-Mugler. Why don't you talk us through? You mentioned
I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room. Beyonce, like Beyonce, like I know there's artists, I know there's Rihanna's, love her, obsessed. I know there's Madonna, obsessed with Madonna, I get it, but Beyonce?
I gagged. That's
the new Michael Jackson for the world. Like
No
she
shade.
is she's that girl. Beyonce.
She's that girl.
Can we just talk about that before we move on? We haven't put a timestamp here because I know the girls want to know, but I want to know.
Yeah.
What does she smell like? What does she look like? How tall is she really compared to you? How small is her waist? Does she have a BBL?
And you know, I was like,
I'm like, did you see her lace, or is that really her hair in front? Is there a leave out? Like, what does she smell like? Does she have good breath?
And then what's the NDA that you signed that you can't tell us?
Anything.
baby.
You're like Beyonce, who?
No, yeah, she was a lovely person, like beautiful. Like I was, yeah, let me like figure out the words because taking me back to that day, like I didn't find out. I had speculations that it would be something with her because originally they're like, hey, we got this commercial. We think you'd be great for it. They reached out to me, sent me an email, and they're like, we just need you to submit a self-tape. And I had Mugler practice. I was running practice, and the deadline was at like Friday, which is Mugler Fridays, at like 9:00, which is practice is just starting. So I didn't have time to send in the self-tape. So I missed the deadline, and I'm like, damn, maybe I should have did that. It was a commercial. I don't know. They didn't say much. It was very vague, but I get a lot of those. So I'm like, okay, self-tape ones I don't really like, but okay. So then the next day or maybe 2 days later, I get another email, and they're like, hey, we really want you to be a part of this. Could you just send us a I'm like, okay, wow. I thought I missed the deadline. They didn't. They reached out again, let me send them something. So I sent them this self-tape. Mind you, it was a little crunchy, but whatever. The next morning, they're like, great, we're going to hire you for the gig. It's going to be for Tiffany & Co. I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. Still not thinking anything Beyonce related, anything. But what really kind of rang a bell was I was like, wait, they accessed this self-tape to break my soul. And I know Beyonce ain't let nobody use her new music for nothing right now unless she, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool. Then we're getting like closer to the date, and they're like, okay, you need to sign these NDAs. I'm like, what? They're like, okay, yeah, they're gonna take your phones, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm like, who the hell is taking my phone?
Okay.
Who got that much authority to take my phone? What is this gig giving? Like, what am I signing? Let me read through everything because I do not have an agent. I represent myself. I handle all my business. So I'm reading through everything. I'm like, okay.
Did it say Beyonce's name in the NDA?
No, artist. And then I'm like, okay, cool. So then we're getting closer to the date or whatever. Yeah. And then the day before, they sent out the call sheet or like all the info, who's directors, all this, blah, 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 blah. I'm a Gemini, y'all. As y'all know, my birthday was yesterday. Yay. I'm nosy, so I'm looking through everything. And I spotted a little email that said at
Parkwood.
Parkwood. I was like, wait a minute. This could be it.
It's happening.
It's happening. So I'm like, okay, let me not get too excited because if I show up tomorrow and there's nothing, I'm just going to be over it. So I was like, okay.
It's like Chloe Bailey or something. Oh,
Yeah.
Like, okay, I still
Love
don't
her,
know.
but like, oh, fuck.
I'm like, I still don't know anything for sure. So I'm like, whatever. Just either way, this is a great opportunity. They're paying me great and whatever. So I get there and I'm just on set, whatever. Next thing you know, I look to my left and comes the Queen Bee. I was like, I think everybody in the room, I think the air went just
A
like
little gasp. Yeah.
So I got hired as one of like the 8 principal dancers, and then everyone else's background and it was her. So a lot of the background people were like, after she's in, we're like all talking to the side and stuff. And they're like, this girl's like, I literally thought I was coming here for like some like regular commercial or something to be background. They just said we were doing a party. I'm gagging. Like everyone in the building was gagging.
So when she walks in, like, are people quiet? Are they cheering?
I'm standing.
She's walking
in. She's walking in. Everybody's like, so she walked and looked right at me and goes, hello. I was like, hi. Like,
and that would have been the daytime art, bitch, not me.
Shaking, like,
okay.
Everything. So then,
you know when the girls in those Michael Jackson concert videos, and he pops out of the ground and the girls just start fainting and the medics have to come and pick up everyone that's passing out. Like, bitch, what if you walked up on somebody, bitch, and they hit it? Like, now we have to wait. Who's gonna vote now?
We're gagging.
Like, who's gonna vote now?
She fainted. Pause. Reset. So yeah, like director comes in and he's like, he's placing all the dancers where we need to be placed. He goes, Malik, right here. Right here being like to the left of Beyonce. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to stand next to her. Right. So I'm like standing next to her. Mind you, like I'm like in like $80,000 worth of Tiffany jewelry. Like, and this girl standing next to me and her, it's like B's here, like right adjacent to us. And it's like me and the girl. And this girl's like, oh my God, I like your earrings and everything. So Beyonce turns and looks. She's like, oh, those are nice. I'm like, thank you. I'm wearing them because of you. Like, you know, Fatima called me and she's like, I'm your Voguer. Like, I'm fucking freaking out. Like, I'm like, this lady just spoke to me.
Yeah.
Right.
And it happened like a few more times. Like, we ended up like keying about like balloons on set, like just so nice. And I'm thinking like, it's gonna give like security around her. No one speaks.
Don't look her in the eye.
I'm like,
silly faggots, how dare you?
Right.
and she was so nice. Like we talked and like every scene, literally I was like right next to her. Wow. I was gagging. And by the end, when I like, y'all see me like voguing in front of her and then like, there's so much you don't see, but like that was literally a party with her. Wow. And by the end, when they did the final cut, I grabbed her. I was like, now Beyonce.
You grabbed her?
No, I just like, she came next to me and I like grabbed her. I was like, no, B, how am I supposed to go home and wake up and act like tomorrow did not just happen?
Yesterday.
She was like, you are so sweet. I was like, and from there, I was sweet. Good. I was like, one, I'm wearing hoop earrings for the rest of the summer because Beyonce said she liked them on me. And two, life was made. I was like, and then the gag is you have to go home
and act like it never happened.
Bitch, where's my helicopter? Where's the paparazzi? You know who I know?
I'm like, did you know what I just did?
Where's TMZ?
Yeah, it was crazy. So I'm just sitting. And then one day I wake up and my phone was just like, I was in my sleep and I just hear my phone. Bring, 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 bring. Phone calls. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? Like, open my phone and the first thing I see, I'm like,
it's out. Yeah.
And I was like gagging. And that's when you get to like relive the moment again. It's kind of like when I won Legendary.
Share it with like the people, right?
Yeah, like when we won Legendary, we had to just go home and say nothing. Like go back home for 3 months and say nothing. But then you celebrate, but on your own. Like I celebrated for me personally. Like I couldn't even go to sleep that night, y'all. No shade. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't want the day to end. Mm-hmm. Like that was like a dream. It was like living in a dream world and we were on set like maybe like 7 a.m. to like almost midnight.
Damn.
Wow.
It was a long day.
Overtime pay. They better.
Oh, the pay was over.
My bad.
I believe it. I believe it.
Ooh, love that.
Yeah, so it was great. It was great. Like, but I just didn't want the day to end. I literally meant that. Like, how am I supposed to wake up and like, I was asking for advice, but she was just like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. I was like, no, seriously, like, how?
I didn't mean to derail your questions about work. It just like
no. I mean,
Beyonce?
No, bitch, it's a big thing. But like, other than Beyonce, you've also worked with Lizzo, Lil Nas, Saucy Santana.
Yeah.
What else? I'm forgetting so many things.
Yeah, so I was performing with Saucy. Well, I did what was that? MTV Awards or something.
with Lil Nas.
Yeah, that was like we did that march band set with him or whatever. That was really, really dope. Nas is, as he seems, like very cool, down to earth, chill, like
Mr.
good vibes.
Sister.
Like he's
Sister,
very, he came back like, I hope y'all not scared. Like, y'all ready? We about to do this. Like, got everybody excited. Really, really cool, down to earth. With Lizzo, I was performing with Saucy Santana on Lizzo's special tour. And I actually never got to meet Lizzo.
Damn.
So I was really upset with that. Because
Lizzo, what happened, girl? You couldn't come and smile with the girls?
No. She did. The time that she came was opening night and she came into the room, but we were in catering. So only Saucy was in there with her. So we was like,
Lizzo,
But also she goes
Lizzo, it would be
after.
nice if you could stop by and say hi to the girls because you are that
no,
girl.
she definitely does. She
Just come and
definitely
say
does.
hi.
She did. We just missed it. And
Which means she didn't say hi.
no, because we open up. So once we're done, she's going on. And by the time she's done, baby, you
Okay.
want to hit it out that stadium before all
the
these
traffic.
people.
Right,
so
right,
we
right,
were
right.
like, baby.
I'm just playing Lizzo. I love you.
We were just
Sorry.
out. But mind you, if you have not been, go to that tour. Lizzo is amazing. I cried
heard it's really
3
good.
times.
Damn.
She be blowing that
3
famous thing.
times. She makes you feel like you are the greatest person in the world. And I left her tour every night after feeling as such.
That's actually really good energy.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
I love listening to her talk about like her purpose, like why she does the thing that she does, because like it makes you like she taps into your humanity. So if you are genuinely a good person, or you at least aspire for those kind of that kind of a thing, like she's really inspirational. It's not just because she's a big girl.
No.
It actually has nothing to do with that. It's
At
the way
all.
that she actually presents her art. Anyways,
It was amazing. Baby, I have video footage of me like running all over the freaking arena, like having the time of my life.
damn,
Great time.
beautiful.
So what's next? Any now that you've worked with Beyonce, bitch, what are the other dreams?
No,
right?
you can die.
Well, the next thing would be to be on a world tour. I'm still speaking that into existence.
Amen, amen.
You know, she is on tour currently, and I am not on it, which is okay.
It's okay.
But a world tour is still coming to me, so that's still a big goal of mine. Yeah. You know, I'm always traveling, always going places. I do I'm planning with some friends of mine to go teach in Israel as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to be going back to Brazil again to teach there. Just keep spreading the knowledge of real voguing because there's a lot of false teachers in the world.
Oh, I was gonna ask you a little bit about that, baby. Do we have time?
Yeah, sure.
Just really quickly, and this might even get cut out. Who knows? We'll see. But there's a conversation that's been looming for a few years now about like how late Vogue is these days. Like it's not inspiring, it's not innovative, it's not creative. The girls don't feel anything. It's all about gymnastics now.
I hate gymnastics.
People are always cursing about like, what about elements? Like, what, blah, blah. So like, how do you feel about the current climate of a category that has like afforded you like so many of your hopes and dreams that you've seen come true because of voguing? And do you feel like it's like been bastardized and like just fucked with?
I would say no.
Or do you live?
Okay, I don't really live.
Oh.
Just being honest. I think it's shifting again. But to say or to bash the new generation for the turning of their tides naturally wouldn't be fair because
the judges are also responsible.
Also the icons and legends did it to me. Yes, people may love my performance and stuff now, but I'm sure there are some older people back then that was like, what is this? These young kids don't know what they doing. This ain't Vogue. This we see it in the ballroom pages and stuff that no one's doing this. That has been said for years. When I first entered ballroom, they were reading, and that was 10 years ago. So it's like, okay, they're always gonna read because we can never go back. We can only go forward. The only thing we can do is try to like adjust the sails a little bit on this journey so that they are still doing it the right way. But I think that comes down to, yes, the judges. What are you judging? Why do you keep letting it through? Why are we praising it? Why is the whole room screaming, ah? We're praising it. So why would we bash them for it? Y'all are giving it $10. Y'all are awarding it $5,000, $10,000, $1,000, $500 every ball. Why are you bashing it? So that's why what I do is I try to give back by teaching. How can I sit here and read this whole generation and do nothing about it? That would make me a very tacky legend like some of you are. Damn. You sit there and you read them, get up and teach them.
Right.
Get up and show them the way. Show them how it's done. Get up and show me. Because that's how I felt coming up. Okay, well, you don't like what I'm doing. Show me.
Right.
Show me. Teach me. I'm here to learn. I'm new. Why are you reading me?
Right.
So I would never read the new kids. But what I do is I try to teach them. That's why my class is not about, like I teach the elements of Vogue, but I've never taught anyone how to Vogue like Malik. I teach them to relate to what they're feeling so that they're actually able to Vogue. Understand the movements that you're doing so that you can feel what you're doing and then you're voguing. If you're not feeling anything, you're just doing movements, it's not Vogue. Right. It's just a lot of entertainment.
Well, I'm glad you're out there doing the good work and trying to like make sure that you're giving back in an authentic way so that you're not just one of the people that complain, but you're also trying to be a part of the change that you want to see. So,
and don't get me wrong, I complain. I'm on
but you're
live,
doing something about it.
Yes, and that's why I'm complaining because I'm like, hey, you can come to class. And people know me. There's been people in New York City, hey, I really want to come take your class, but hey,
they'll tell you that, oh, sorry, you're going somewhere else with that.
No, they'll be like, hey, I really want to come take your class, but I don't have $25. Okay. But you have passion and you had enough courage to ask me to come for free, so come.
Right.
So I'm not.
When people want to come to a function thing, we will pay for you, bitch. If you are like, bitch, I really need to be there, and I ain't got it.
Here's my thing, though. A lot of the people don't meet us halfway, and that's really what grinds my gears. Because we'll talk about the free ball. We had a free ball last summer. Ball was free. We sold out of tickets because it was through the city, so they were taking capacity very seriously, and half the people showed up because they had nothing to lose because they didn't pay for their tickets. So if I show up or I don't show up, it's just nothing lost in my wallet. Fine. We're never doing that again. It's going to give, if it's a free ball, it's free until this time. And then after that, we let the people through. But then we also have like class of 23, which is also free if you arrive on time for the HIV education portion. It's all outlined. We have 3 options. You get there on time for the HIV education. If you already know that you can't make it on time, you take a quiz online so that you can enter whenever you want, or you come for the master class. The bitches don't sign up for the quiz and they show up late. So it's like, well, it's $20 to Vogue because you just came here to Vogue. And you didn't care about anything else, so $20 to Vogue, and then huffing and puffing out the venue. It's just like, well, bitch, we're not here for it's not. We don't want your $20.
And that makes sense. I mean, we did that in New York City. Like
we don't want your $20.
Kiki scene, HMI. If they were having a Kiki lounge or a ball or anything, you had to show up for the groups first. And if you didn't sit through a group for educational or sex education or whatever we were learning for that day, for that little hour before we went in there to do whatever we wanted to do and shawam and pump the beat, we had to sit through that. And those things made me better. Learning, educating myself about, oh, bitch, all of this is going, oh, bitch, okay.
Right.
And I got that for free. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, this was helpful.
Right.
I didn't just come and slam my back.
So like that's the difference between the person that's messaging you being like, I ain't got $25, and the person that's messaging us, bitch, well, I ain't got $20. Well, bitch, there were so many different ways they could have approached it, and you didn't. So
yeah. I always tell the people, like, if you want it, like, I'm not gonna deny you if you want to eat it, I ain't gonna deny you no food.
Right.
No shit.
Right.
So when there's those things happen, I'm like, yeah, you can come to class.
Especially to have the balls to be like, I don't have it. I just want to be there. Like
so that means you want it.
Yeah, you want it.
And for me, I can relate to that. I was a kid who wanted it.
Yeah.
Right.
And look at me now. Look what I turned into. That's why I don't just teach people. I've become real mentors to these people. They have my contacts. Like many of them.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I've become their father as well. Like, because look what happens to a little young queer boy or
and your house
someone,
poured into you. All your house is poured into you.
When someone pours into them, look what happened. Look at Malik Miyake-Mugler. I'm not going to be here forever. I'm not going to be turning it forever. Someone else is going to come up, but they may need you to pour into them.
Right.
And that's why I believe when I teach my classes, I pour into people. I leave a part of myself with these people. That's why most of them come back.
Right. And you are loved in
Bitch,
Canada,
we got our
bitch.
soundbite.
Okay.
That's going on Instagram.
Yeah, you are loved here. You come here so often, and not just to walk a ball. You come and support Canada as a whole, Montreal, Toronto. Like you actually support, and to be who you are in your category and still find it in your heart to kind of come out here and pour into us. Sometimes even for nothing. Like it's not like you are getting coined out to find it. Yeah. Sometimes, but like. You have so much love for Canada, and I think that like
Canada has so much love for you.
And I want to make that. I have that much love for Ballroom. Y'all saw me go to Brazil. I had a great time. They didn't pay me. I didn't ask for money.
Right.
Why would I take money from a country that's poorer than mine? Do you know how much money they spent to fly me out and put me in a hotel room?
Right.
When their government was cut off everything they had for LGBT anyway. Why would I come there and then ask, okay, yeah, my class is this? No. Instead, I sponsored $100 for every category at their ball.
Work legend. I live for you so bad.
Come on.
My God.
I'm not broke. I'm not starving. I'm not doing all of that. I don't need to. Everything is not about $1 for me. I love what I do. That's why I'm still doing it. No shade.
Wow.
That's a perfect way to end it off. No shade.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. We'll see you tonight at Class of 23 at Ace Hotel Toronto. Absolutely. And then tomorrow we have the Platinum Pride Ball where you will be judging as the icon, Malik Juicy Couture.
And also, also please don't forget, we also have the World AIDS Day Ball, the 3rd annual one, and it will be at History in Toronto,
December
2nd, 2020.
Fashion icons.
Yeah, did we release that? Yeah, we did. Yeah,
the
Fashion
name.
icons. Yeah,
Fashion icons.
All right, bitches. Bye.
Mwah.